Oops. Nimm hier. So, sit down. Sitz. Ivo, sitz. Hello and welcome back to the Knits for the Soul podcast. My name is Claudia. This is Ivo. Look in the camera. Da, guck mal da. He doesn't know what to do. And he's so big, but he still wants to sit on my lap all the time. Yeah. And now I don't see anything anymore. So, if you are a returning viewer, thank you. I'm really happy that you chose to come back. And if you are a new viewer, welcome. I'm really glad that you popped by, and I hope you like this podcast. So I'm surrounded by tons of boxes, and that was the dog. I'm sorry. And there might be lots of crinkling today because of the of all the packaging the yarn is in, because I would like to take you with me and dive into my stash. So again, I'm not prepared at all. I just surrounded myself with all the yarn and thought, well, I have stuff to talk about, and let's see where that goes. So hopefully Ivo will just lay down and fall asleep. He's usually choosing very, very small spaces, maybe beneath the desk or below the chair, and being very happy. Yeah. Okay. So the Knits for the Soul podcast is a podcast mainly about knitting, but also about the books I read and a bit about journaling. So by the time you see this episode, you might have seen episode 1.5, which was about the journals I keep and some of the spreads I think I showed you. Yeah, so this is another knitting podcast and another knitting episode. And I do actually have lots to show you. So first the finished objects, the finished projects, then what is on my needles currently, the yarn I acquired or got gifted, and a yarn I have in my stash and what I want to do with it. Okay, so where to start? I finished my Lumi socks by Fibertails, Lerke from Fibertails. So here they are. I have to braid, I still have to braid that tail. And but apart from that, they are done. They look so small, but I even knitted, I think, 3 rows extra for the length, and they're still so small, but they stretch a lot and actually fit my feet and do have the measurements they are supposed to have. Well, I used barely 1 skein of the Hjertegarn Naturold I used for this. So this is 100 meters for 100 grams. And I had some left over of the same yarn in a different color I just used for the braid, but that is barely recognizable as for the amount of it. Yeah, so I have leftovers from these as well, and I will use them for the braid in other socks I will knit for my cousin and my aunt. So, and as I said in the first episode, head on over to my Instagram profile because I'm giving away these yarns. I have lots of them, and some already went to a friend of mine and to some lovely knitter from Portugal, I think. So she's receiving lots, but there is lots more. And maybe you would like to knit the Lumi socks or socks that are similar, or whatever you would like to use them for. They are possible to felt, and it's really soft natural wool. So I have this in this natural colorway, the yellow I showed you. I also have lots in a reddish, orangey reddish color. It's a different label, but the same yarn. So I think they changed the design for the next batches, I don't know. And then I have a light blue. This is really nice. Look at it. It's like a bit heathered. So the red was rather solid dye. Oh, this is blowing out. But the blue is quite heathered. It's really pretty. And there is also a dark blue. And I have a light green and a darker green. And if someone would like it, I do also have black left. So I have two very big, oh, I think I have purple too. Let me just check that. Oh yes. I have purple too. So next to the orangey red, it's like that. Next to the white, so maybe. The light is quite okay today, so, but it's quite dark actually. Yeah, I think this is a good representation. Yeah. So just send me a message on Instagram and let me know if you would like to have a pair or more to maybe knit some Lumi socks or other things. And I'm happy to send them to you just for the fee of the shipping to your place. So that's all I want. And maybe tag me on Instagram when you did something with it, and I'd really be happy to know what you knit out of it. Yeah. So these were my Lumi socks, and as my confetti socks are in the wash right now, they being done comes in pretty handy, so I can wear them tonight when I'm sitting on the sofa with my son and watching a movie and knitting. So so Ivo came back. He had his lunch. Yes, yeah. And he wants to cuddle. Okay, I have another finished project I totally forgot in the other episode. It's not really finished, at least not in my book, because I still have to weave in the ends. But I will show you nonetheless, because I will put in another picture as well. But so it's a triangular shawl. It's the Jigshawlpuzzle by Stephen West. I did the other one. I forgot what it's called. I put this in here, and I could show you them. I could show you that shawl too. Did I do that before? I have no idea. I'm going to cut this and go and get it. So this is also a leftover yarn project, actually. Apart from the bright yellow, it's a neon yellow. I don't think the camera is really getting that. The bright yellow is a hand-dyed silk merino lace. I held double. Yeah. I dyed that a couple of years ago. So that's again a dog, I'm sorry. He found a toy. He ripped apart his sleeping mat last night, and we had the fluff all over the living room this morning. And now he has no sleeping mat. And he really needs to play with his toy on the wooden floor and not over on the carpet. Yes, so maybe you hear him. I will just go and tell him to play on the sofa. So every time I tap on the record button, I'm sipping coffee. Okay, so the dog went to play with my son and will hopefully stay with him for a while. And I took this opportunity to get the other shawl. I still don't remember what the name was. Okay, so the Jigsaw puzzle is a leftover project, and it was such fun to knit. So the bright yellow is a hand-dyed silk merino lace I held double, but almost all of the others are several kinds of Holst yarn, the Noble or the Coast or even the Super Soft. And I had lots of little bobbins, little very tiny skeins. So because I stock them in my shop, and I always, I kept buying Holst yarn even after I closed it. And every time I did, I asked them to just grab, I don't know, 250 grams or whatever of their little Nupsy bobbins, whatever thingies, because in their shop and their storage they have these huge baskets with all those tiny little skeins or balls left over from winding. So they get this on these huge bobbins you also use for weaving, and then they wind them into 50-gram balls or whatever, and then they have leftovers, and they sell them too. So it's like in a candy shop. And I always told them, I would like to have 250 grams mixed of your bases and just put them in a bag. So, and lots of them are in here actually. So I still have many leftovers. But they come in handy. You can knit them into something all the time. So I really like that, and it's good for color work as well. Also are leftovers from my Vertices, like this one, or this one. I had for my Together Apart shawl I mentioned in the last episode. And because you only use them for 2 rows each, I had lots left over and just use them in this shawl. So and as I said, there still need to be the ends woven in. I show you the back. So, but this I will do this tonight while watching a movie. And I think my son said something about he wants tassels on the on the corners, and I will also make yellow tassels. Yeah, so it's already washed and blocked, so it grew a bit, but it's still quite small, so it's not my size, but it wasn't supposed to be. Yeah, my size is the other Stephen West puzzle shawl. Gosh, that I forgot how it's called. Awful. I'm awful. So but this is really big, and it grew a lot, mostly because of the yarns I used, and here I didn't hold them double, whatever. So just let me, sorry, so this is I will put in a picture where you see more. So this is really big, and I love it because you can really wrap yourself up in all this wool. And the first part of the shawl is this one, and it is the beige one is a Finkhof. It's a German yarn company, and it's a Coburger Fuchs. It's a very rare breed that needs saving. And the white one is Hillesvåg Ask, and I used that white one also in the last triangle. So let's see if this is showing how it looks like. So there are, well, grayish, blackish fibers in there, so it's not a pure white. And it's a really wonderful yarn, and I bought this in Lillehammer when I went to Norway in 2019 to visit Margit from the Little Cabin Knits podcast. In 2019 she still lived near Lillehammer. So my son and I visited her, and one day we went to Lillehammer and had a really nice day, and we went to the yarn shop. So of course you do that. And the Ask is one of the skeins I bought, and even when I held it, I knew I want more of this exactly in that colorway, because just imagine a whole cardigan or a sweater in this wonderful colorway, and it's a wonderful wool. It's really nice. So then in the second part, and here the black is also a Finkhof merino. It's a German merino, just in black, and here the stripes too. And the colored part is also is a Louisa Harding yarn. I will put in what it's called exactly, and I held a double. So I had this. So it has a lot of purplish, pinkish, orangey colors in it, and it is repeated in this one with a fox wool with a German yarn, the beige. I still have something left. Let's see, I'm not sure what I will do with it. At first I thought I would knit this one in the Louisa Harding one, but it wasn't enough, and I started this part, the purple one. You start this at this point, at this edge here, and I've knitted this, I think 5 times at least, with different yarns, and I was never satisfied. So I started 3 times with different ones, and twice with the purple. This is a sock yarn. It's a sock yarn by Rico Design Company. So they're doing lots of craft stuff, and they have yarns as well. So it's the Superba Chiné. It's a 4-ply sock yarn, just 75-25, just a normal industrial sock yarn. So this is this yarn. I have 2 of these skeins to give away. Just check my Instagram. I also have 3 of these. It's the same yarn, just a, well, speckled, heathery, pinkish purple. You can have them. So, and yeah, and then the last time I got it right, because then all of a sudden I did something completely stupid and random and wrong, and the stitch count didn't add up, and it was awful, and I ripped it out again. So, but when this was done, I picked up the stitches around and did the I-cord. I thought I would need ages for it, but no, it was just one evening and way. So then I soaked it, and the next day I think I hung it up my radiator here. I have a very long radiator, a very old one in my living room here. It's 3 meters long, I think, at least. And I put it on there, and that's when I thought, wow, this is going to grow a lot, and it did. So I think when I was done knitting, it was like this size in total, and it doubled. So, but it's wonderful. Okay, so very carelessly, but yeah, thrown around me, but yeah, it's really nice, and all the yarns really soften up. So the Coburger Fuchs is a very rustic yarn, but after washing it softens up a lot. So yeah, it's really nice. I love this. I also have a sweater, a very, very big one, an oversized sweater made out of Coburger Fuchs in combination with a brushed alpaca. It makes me look like double the size of the Michelin guy, you know, that little mascot thing. Well, little, well, but I'm only wearing it at home or when I go for a walk with the dog. It's wonderfully warm and not scratchy at all, not at all. Yeah, so that's for my finished objects. And last episode I told you that I would go on knitting on my Together pot shawl. I did 2 rows. And then I thought, is this the correct row I'm in? I need to count that. But it was very late and I was tired, so I put it away and thought I will do this during the day. And another night I was again very tired, and I thought, oh, I want to knit something else and colorful, and so I just grabbed stuff I had in my stash and cast on well, what will hopefully be wrist warmers or fingerless mittens or real mittens, like I don't know. I showed you the gray ones I casted on in that merino, in this gray merino yarn, also by Hjertegarn, but I ripped it out. Yeah, I'm a bad knitter, but yeah, I ripped that out, and I cast on something else. Oh, so it's not very far yet because I started in the wrong size with the wrong gauge, so it was doomed from the start, and I had 25 rows of ribbing already. Oh yeah, I haven't pulled it out yet, so I can show you. So I already had this one, but as you see, it's oh, wrong side. It's way too small and it would pull out so much, and I knew I would hate this, so I just pulled out the needles, and well, it was a good gauge swatch, I think, and I went up half a needle size and started over. I would like to knit mittens that resemble the North Sea mittens by, is it PetitKnits? I think it's Petit or Pearl Soho. No, PetitKnits. PetitKnits. The North Sea mittens, I really like them. So color blocks, 3 color blocks for the mittens, and I would like to do that as well. So I started a cuff. Oh, camera. And it's not very far, so I think the stitches will look nicer when I did more. So this is a hand dyed. It's not much left. It's a hand dyed yarn by my friend Mel. I think at the moment she is not selling any yarn. Her business is called Tabbycat Fiber Arts. I always stocked her yarn in my shop, but she also has an online shop. But I'm not sure if it's well, if it's online at the moment because she's writing her PhD. Yeah. So yeah, and then I will add a gray part, and this is the yarn I used for my immersion shawl I showed you last time, the gray one. This is a German yarn, and this is what I had left. And yeah, so it's by Heike Zell from Werkstattholzwolle.de, and it's a 200 meters on 100 grams, and you see it was even cheaper than I thought. It was €6 per 100 grams. So this is the yarn. It's really wonderful, and I think it will go very well with this in a color block. And I do have, for example, a yellow Hjertegarn Lima or a bright green one, and some very nice other blue, or a, well, grayish brown. Well, maybe not in this color, but so for example, I like that, but I also like that. This. And this. So let's see, it's enough yarn to knit more than one pair, but I think I'm, yeah, being ahead of myself, and yeah. I just have to finish one first, and then I can think about all the others. So that's what I'm working on, my Together Apart shawl and this one. And as I told you, I am de-stashing, and some of the yarns have a very small price tag, you will see, but not all of them. And if you would like to swap some sock yarn, well, I swap for free, of course. And I already got some really nice ones. So a friend from another Stitch and Bitch here in town, she came by and she gave me some leftover sock yarns she had. And there is this very nice red, and it's totally blowing out. So it's absolutely not that bright. It's dark. And just some black, and it was even on sale, and a bit of yellow left over. It's just basic sock yarn, 75-25, nothing fancy. And another friend of mine from my own Stitch and Bitch, she wants to have some of my wool, and she's still collecting. So because I will upload more photos as soon as I get around to do that, because I have lots of the just get one of the skeins out. I have lots of the Lima yarn in lots of colors I will give away. I love this yarn, it's amazing. So I will give a lot of that away. And then I have a huge box full of Aran weight cotton yarns I will give away too. So stay tuned and, well, subscribe my channel. Yeah, so Denise sent me some sock yarn. So there is an opal yarn in this beige colorway, very good for yeah, multicolored socks or colored socks. So I'm really looking forward to this as a main color, for example. And then she sent me, oh, let me take off the labels. So her daughters, they drew on the DIY labels for me. So she sent me some long yarns, sock yarn, in this wonderful red. It's a very Harry Potterish red. I wanted this. Oh, and Ivo has his hair on it already. It's everywhere. And this beautiful light gray. And then she also sent me my favorite color, yeah, mustard yellow, some Filcolana Avetta in this wonderful yellow. Yeah, so I'm soon going to cast on Harry Potter socks. And sorry, I'm just doing that later. Sorry for the crinkling. And Denise is also an avid spinner, and she gifted me one of her Coburger Fuchs Nabu shape 2-ply hand spun. So, and this is very foxy. So it's very rustic, but it's already a bit softened up because of the washing, and it will soften up even more. Really nice. So let's see if this is possible to combine with the handspun I got from Market. So, and while destashing, I restashed and got more yarn. But as a sock yarn is no stash, we won't count this. Okay. So before I go on and show you stuff from my stash I would like to use next, or what I would like to use it for, I have more yarns I want to show you that I give away. So there was some very nice Instagrammer who wrote me for the pink cascade yarn. So if she decides to take it all, which I would prefer, so it's gone in just one package, that would be gone. It's very bright, so, but the camera won't be able to just really show this. It's very, very bright. But here it's very warm here, but it's actually a cold pink. Yeah, so let's see, hopefully she takes that. And I have two other sock yarns. It's also Hjertegarn. It's the Kunstgarn sock yarn they have. It's also just a 75-25, and it's the same colorway. Just also a 1-ply, so it's good for shawls. So if you want to knit socks with it, I would do some a slip stitch heel, for example, or some other yarn with it for the heel and the toe maybe. So that's really pretty. And it's on my Instagram as well, so just check. So, this is actually, it's not really my sweater, but almost. So I have this one. There are 2 skeins of this. And I have 6 skeins of this ochre colorway. The 2 white, oops, sorry, the 2 white are already spoken for, but there are 2 in a very dark chocolatey color. Sorry. I have 1 in a very nice petrol colorway and 1 in a mild one, light and dark gray. So, and 2 in red and 4 in this wonderful purple. So just message me if you are interested in them, and they are also on my Instagram page. Oh, my chair again. Sorry. Yes. And I also have on my Instagram page, sorry for the crinkling, several colors and lots of skeins of this very nice yarn. It's 100% wool. It's a British wool by sorry, the British wool by Artigiano. I think Artigiano is not existing anymore. I think it's a discontinued yarn. So you have, as I said, did I say that? So about 105 meters on 100 grams, like 115 yards, and you can knit this on a 7mm needle, for example. And yeah, so 1 skein is amazing for a hat, for example. And I did knit hats from this. A cowl, I guess, for my, yeah, it was a cowl for my son. And I also knit a huge shawl. I combined the British wool, the Artigiano British wool, with a brushed alpaca and a glittery thread yarn together, and made the Cowboys and Angels shawl by Lila Lou, Isabel Kremer. I will put a picture here because it's so big. It's not fitting on the screen. Even less than the other one I showed you. Yeah, so I'm cozying up in this a lot, and I actually wore it yesterday, and yeah, I looked like a snowman on the screen when I was in a meeting with my colleagues. But, okay, so yeah, so there's a lot of yarn available for free actually on my Instagram, so please go by there and check this out and just message me. So I do keep a list which yarns are spoken for, so if you see a note that it's gone, it's gone. But yeah, several of you are already collecting, and to save shipping costs, so I will try to take photos of the other yarns as soon as possible to put them up, and so you can decide what you would like to have. And I hope I have enough boxes. I'm keeping all the boxes I get from any purchase I do online or whatever, and so that I have enough to send all the yarn out to you. Yeah. Well, what next? Yeah, I wanted to show you yarns from my stash where I already have projects in mind. So the last time I told you that I wanted to knit the Tabular sweater that was in the PomPom Mag magazine. Sorry. And I pulled out the yarns I want to use for that project. So here is a picture of how it is supposed to look. And the main color for my Tabular will be this Wollmeise yarn. It's the Ahoy colorway, which is a, well, petrol-y color. This is the twin base, so actually the sock yarn. And I think you have about more than 500 yards on this 150 gram skein, and then I have 3 of them. Sorry. I have 3 of them, so this will be the main color. And then I have 3 contrasting colors. So these are hand-dyed BFLs, 50 gram skeins, also from PetitKnits Fiber Arts. And I think the triangle will be this color. So this is a Bremont yarn, Marilou, and this is 45% wool, 25 alpaca, 15% silk, and 15% yak. So this is a 50 gram skein ball with a 200 meters on it. It was expensive. And I will just use a smidgen of this for the triangle. And then also, it's not very much I will need from those for the other parts. But this is the colors I will use for the Tabular sweater. I'm really looking forward to that. And I also would like to knit, sorry, noise. I have the boxes next to me. Where do I put the cover? Ah, the lid, so. And more crinkling. I would like to knit Andrea Mowry's Nightshift. So I would like to knit the shawl, but also the sweater. So I think I have enough. I have more than enough for the shawl. So the main color will be this hand-dyed BFL by PetitKnits Fiber Arts. I have 4 of these skeins, so 200 grams. And it's a gray, can you see that? With bluish, grayish parts and specks in it. This will be the main color. And then the contrasting colors will be more of her BFL minis. So there is a, of course, there is a, oh, sorry. There is a, I made a swatch here, some mustardy yellow one. There is a lighter yellow. And I will use, here is, well, this is looking purple for you, but it's actually some kind of jeans blue. So this will be in there. And then I have little leftovers with a grayish, reddish, and mustardy colors in there, and to complement this, I have this hand-dyed sock yarn, which is combining all of the colors I have here in single skeins in one. And this is a 75-25 sock yarn by a German hand dyer. Her name is Wolli Carter. I don't know if she has a website. I think so. I will look it up and put it here. I bought this at the Yarn Festival in Leipzig 2018, 19. When was the last time we were allowed to go anywhere? I think that was 2019. Yeah. I think that was that Yarn Festival in Leipzig. Yeah, so I bought this. And I bought another one from her with glitter in it. But that is in another box. That's in the sock yarn box because it's going to be socks. Yeah. So I think this will crash. I have a huge yarn pile here now. Yeah, so this is the another project, and I think this will be a really amazing shawl. Oh yeah, and I also have a very nice yellow. It's a no, this is 100% merino. This is by Wolkenschaf. It's also a German hand dyer, and it's a very bright yellow. So it's again blowing out. It's not warm. It's actually a cold yellow. And it's called, this colorway is called, it's so old, it doesn't say anymore. I think, yeah, it's Schilf. Whatever is Schilf in English, I have no idea. I put it here. I bought this together with other skeins of the same quality at the Hamburg Wool Festival in 2017, I think. So I had 2 grays for that as well, but I already gave them away because the project I wanted to do with these 3 never came to be. So I think I sold those 2 gray skeins on eBay last year, I think. Sometime last year. Yeah, so but this, isn't it delicious? This will be the Nightshift shawl by Andrea Mowry. So, okay, and then I have then I have 2 skeins that will be a shawl as well. I'm not sure which one. I have a couple in mind, but I have 2 skeins of the Hillesvåg. It's a Norsk pelsolgarn, so this is 100% Norsk wool, Norwegian wool, and it's again a wonderful petrol-y color. So one is already skeined up because because I made a swatch, and yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this as well. And then I have another box. No, I grabbed the wrong box. Yeah, I have a yarn box 4 around me, and I'm not able to get into the bedroom to get the other box, the correct one. So that will be something for another episode. But never fear, I have more yarn. So because today I got a parcel. I put all the blame on my girls over at my Stitch and Bitch because, or was it Stefan? I think it was Stefan. to look that up. Well, it's their fault because they shared this link, but only because I shared another link, so maybe I'm to blame a tiny bit as well. And I went to this website and bought yarn because I love rare and natural wool. So when we went to Edinburgh the second time for the Edinburgh Yarn Festival, I think that was in 2016 or 17? Yeah, it was. Yes, it was 17. Yes, it was 2017. We went to Edinburgh and I bought lots of undyed, natural, rare sheep breeds wool, and knit lots of patches because I wanted to knit or well, puzzle together a sweater out of all those breeds. And I have a big pile of patches, and well, there's no sweater yet, and I'm not sure I'm still going through with that project. So I thought about a couple of those patches that would be cool to use in a pillow or whatever. So, but I'm not sure. So they're still in a box, and I have all the nice memories knitting them and trying out stitches and patterns and everything, and the trip to Edinburgh. So this yarn now I bought to try it out, how I liked the different fields of the breed, and maybe just order more. Kind of yeah, it's wonderful to have something, well, it's not really local, but most of them are not from around here, but from either the north of Germany or the south of Germany. But it's a really lovely selection they have. And they also gave me some booklet with all the endangered sheep breeds we have in Germany or in Central Europe. And almost all of them are on their website as well, so you can purchase the yarns. It came in a plastic bag, so I'm not really happy about that. It's not very yeah, nice, and I forgot the word I wanted to use. You know what I mean, right? So I will link the website because it's a German name, and I really urge you to have a look, and maybe you would like to purchase something too. So I'm not getting sponsored here at all, and I don't think they do something like that because it's a corporation to save endangered well, not only sheep breeds but other domestic animals. So they are around since 1981 and have around 2,100 members as of now, and more than 174 breeds of domestic animals have been saved since 1981 due to their work. So let's see, what does it say? So it's a really nice little booklet listing the sheep breeds in the different levels of endangerment, you know. So like extremely endangered are, for example, the Brillenschaf, that is an Alpine mountain breed that's around since the 1800s, and it's white and has this black eyes and black ears. and then the German Karakul, so which is actually an ancient breed and came to Germany in the 1900s, and the black mountain sheep, of course. Yeah. So, and then there is very endangered and listed as almost endangered. Yeah. So it's really it's a really nice booklet and explaining all the sheep and what they are used for or bred for. And I got several different yarns. Got 4 skeins of the brown mountain sheep, braunes Bergschaf. So this is 100 grams with 200 meters. I think when I remember correctly, they mostly have 2 weights, either the DK, and I think they have yeah, a little bit thicker as well. So this is the thinner one, the 200 meters on 100 grams. So yes. And they're always 2-ply. So I have 4 of these. I think I can do lots of stuff with that. And well, just order more if I decide it. So I got 2 skeins of the black mountain sheep, schwarzes Bergschaf. It's a really, really dark brown, natural undyed, same weight as the other. It's so beautiful. So the camera can't show that. It's impossible. So this is blown out and looks so bleached kind of, but it's a rich color, so wonderful. And I can feel the spinning oils, and I'm sure as soon as this is washed and blocked, it's going to be awesome. And it smells sheepy. It's yeah, when I opened that bag, I was transported to a farm, seriously. This is amazing. I'm sure I will love this very much, and I will probably buy more. Let me just check the invoice because I forgot how much I paid. So the other one was the brown mountain sheep, and there was a ridiculous €5 a skein. And this one, again, €5. So this is really nothing. I had a huge shopping basket, and I thought, well, it's might be better to just try them first and then, well, go on all out and buy everything. But this is so amazing. It's really a wonderful color. So if you put them next together, maybe it's it shows better the color. So it really looks black here, but it's such a dark chocolatey brown, like you know those chocolates with actually no milk in it. So like this is where this tends to be like a caramel color almost. This is so dark chocolate. Nice. So and then 2 skeins of this is a rustic Pomeranian country sheep, if I translate that word for word. So, and this little booklet also is, so the black mountain sheep, the Bergschaf, this is an extremely endangered breed. So, and So this is listed as the highest category of endangered breeds. And the brown Bergschaft, the brown mountain sheep, is in the second category. And the Pomeranian I have here is in the third. Well, it's also endangered. And let me just see. So they were very common on the coasts of the Ostsee, well, Eastern Sea, Ostsee, well, Baltic Sea. Oh, and yeah, due to the intensified agricultural, well, almost industry, so they got almost they almost died out. And nowadays they only survived because farmers use them to keep the landscape in order. So lots of those older breeds and endangered breeds are now used for landscaping. So this is also 200 meters on 100 grams, and it's just an amazing color. It's so pretty. And I have this piled up here and all those natural colors. It's so wonderful, wonderful. So then I have one skein of the Alpine Steinschaf. I don't know if you say stone sheep, if you translate that. It's an undyed, a lighter gray, and they are from very much high up in the Alpine mountains. So there are several possible colors. They come in naturally. So I thought I will try one out because this is really rustic. And if you can you see that there are, no, maybe the white ceiling is better. There are lots of these hairs, so it's very, very rustic. Let's see what I could use that for. I have a yarn, a hand-spun yarn from a Heidschnucke. This is a sheep breed you have in Niedersachsen, in Lower Saxony, for example, where you have only a heath landscape and moors, swamps, where they are mostly located because of their hooves. So they have very broad ones, so they don't, well, fall or get stuck anywhere. Yeah, so and they have these long fibers in a very, very rustic, very scratchy. And then, so that one, where is it? Was €6, per 100 gram, also a 2-ply. And so I don't have any space on my desk. I got 3 skeins of melt yarn also in DK. It says Aran here, but it's well, I think this it's correct. Aran. It's 140 meters on 100 grams, but the invoice calls it DK. Well, who knows? This is actually spun by Blacker Yarns in the UK, and it's a German caracol spun up with an Hebridean wool. And I thought, how on earth would I go to the UK? No, just kidding. So I thought I would like to try this out, and yeah, you can see this is definitely a bigger weight, yeah, thicker weight. It's very, very rustic. I will do a swatch and see what I could do with this. But I have 3 skeins, So lots of possibilities there. And then I got 2 skeins. They are also done by Blacker Yarns as a corporation. Yeah, the melt yarn was €8 per 100 grams. And this here is, this is actually again in a DK. This is the Alpine Stone Sheep I had here on its own. And here it's spun up with a Shetland together. And you can also see the halo of the long fibers there. And the color, so you see it's a bit grayer. Yeah, and it's 110 meters or 119 yards on the 50 grams. And I have 2 of those, and they are €7 per 50 grams. Yeah. So I have no idea what I will do with them, but I would like to try them out. I will do a little swatch and wash it and see how it blooms and how much it will soften up. And well, it's totally enough to make a hat. So more than enough. Yeah. Yeah. So this was a big order of yarn and not very expensive actually. So I'm looking forward to knit with these and yeah, maybe also combine them. I could really, as they are the same weight, basically, all throughout. You could do, maybe, well, to get the colors better, you could do some color work. It's nice. Yeah, so I think they work well together. Oh, they're warmer, so this is very warm. This is a rather colder grayish color, but I think some color work would work. They was not intentionally run. So yeah, I think that was all the yarn I got. I'm looking forward to your comments again. And as I know, thank you so much for all the comments for the other 2 episodes. I saw already. I endeavor to answer all of them, and it's really nice that you say that you like the podcast. I was really anxious about that, and yeah, I hope my babbling on and on is okay. I will again put a couple of scenes of the outside surroundings in this video as well. And yeah, every time I'm going for a walk with the dog, I have my phone out and record all kinds of shenanigans he's up to. And yeah, last night's walk, yeah, he ran away. And I thought, no, you're not serious, right? I can't run in those boots and not with all the snow, and it is almost knee high. And so I just called him and then went up the hill again. And yeah, a bit later he came after me. So I'm glad. But by the time we went home, I was a popsicle and really, really cold. My son was already home from sleighing, and we cuddled up beneath his blankets on the sofa and watched a movie. That was nice. Okay, so I will now put away all the boxes and try to get the yarns in their respective bags again and tidy up, and then sit down with a new coffee and knit some on my whips and try not to cast on anything new. I hope you are well. I hope you enjoyed this episode and all the yarns. And yeah, hopefully see you next episode. Goodbye.